Hi there, welcome to live stream volume 3. So this is our third lockdown concert for lockdown 2.0 here in New Zealand. Auckland have had 5, but I realise we'll realise we're some of the luckiest people on the planet as far as lockdowns are concerned. But so my first 2 concerts were kind of cheats. I put together some performances that were from this year in concert, and tried to give you lots of the new songs and stuff. So just something for you to look at while we're in lockdown. But it did feel like I was cheating a little, so I'm filming some tracks here. Some lockdown tracks. This one I did once live with this backing track that I produced for it. This is a little song. It's the blues, so I apologise in advance for the politically incorrect nature of the song, but it was very unblues of me to apologise, I have to say. But the song, the story of the blues, I've got a great friend who talks about the story of the blues. Shout out Ryan Neville. He does an amazing show. It's the story of the blues, and he talks about the crossroads, and he talks about heaps of stuff I didn't know about, and it's just so cool. But one of the main things about the blues that happened was the mountain people, who I think were mostly Scottish like myself, they became the hillbillies, and then there was the black blues players, and I like to believe the stories where they met at the bottom of the hills and created some of the music we have today. But that's a blues story again. But what happened was they passed things around, and because they didn't have the same form of writing things out and stuff that we had later, or internet where we share everything, and now we're not allowed to play anything any different to the original, or people are like, you don't play it right. The blues is something that gets passed from generation to generation. So I like to believe I co-wrote this with an unnamed great, and my really good friend Des O'Donnell from Ireland. He came up with this. So he'd heard the song years and years before, knew it was a blues, and wanted to learn it. So he went into the warehouse when you had CDs and tapes. I think it was a cassette tape. He opened the cassette tape and he looked at the words, and I think he wrote them down in the store, which probably got him a lot of funny looks, but that's the blues. And so he took this out live, and I jammed it with him a few times. I saw him play it a lot, and when I went to do it, I couldn't remember all his words, so I made some up. And eventually I wrote some out that I do all the time, and some of there's verses and stuff that I ad-lib as well to keep it authentic. And he's since sent me a recording of the right words, and I'm nowhere near the title remains the same, and the concept. But that's about it. So this is called Big Fat Mama. Why road I cruising 24 hours ago. Well, it's been a long time since I ride the road. Why she's a big fat bone, it's brighter than a TV screen. Well, she's up for moments, from down and she doesn't look at me. And she weighs about 99 on the big scale. Reckon damn near killed. Thank you, that was Big Fat Mama. Okay, so this is a little song called Dead Man Walking. This was a guitar exercise I was teaching to some students, and it became a song I couldn't stop playing during the class. I've never actually played harmonica on it before, so I'm going to try it today, just something different. Try to give you something a little different than you get in live shows, because we can't do live shows right now, so I can try something new. If I don't like this, it won't make airtime. Okay, so this is called Dead Man Walking. Late night drinking is never enough to dull the pain. My last days of pain. well. It's always my best bet. Was a dead man walking, a sailor lost at sea. Was a dead man walking this road while lasting. Trying to walk tall, and I'm trying to walk the line. I swear you're walking next to me, 'cause I know I'm not alone. Was a dead man walking, sailor lost at sea. Was a dead man walking this road while lasting. I was a dead man walking, a sailor lost at sea. Was a dead man walking this road while lasting. Late night drinking was never enough to dull the pain of my last escapade. Cool, it's a little song. It's a pretty deep one. So this is about domestic violence. And let's just say I make some revelations in here that people probably don't know that I'm not for these #MeToo movements necessarily. It's good for some people to hear that. This is my #MeToo. How I was involved in such a situation, and some admissions on how once it's happened and people stay, why they stay, how they behave in that, and yeah, some pretty big things. This is called Blood Falls Like Rain. It goes like this. crimson mask after a bed romance. What a vicious death you need. I'm left on my knees, pleading for life. These wounds cut deep like the knife that you love to twist. Blood falls like rain, and the blood falls like rain. Storm strike with such frequency, and the blood flows like rain. Red and blue flashing lights, yet I did more time than you. I'm still in this jail cell, you're locked in that news, and only scars remain. The blood falls like rain, and the blood falls like rain. I hear the clapping right before thunder strikes. Some days I entice you, it's the only attention I get. I need to feel something. You know, I know what to say, to force you to strike. And then the blood falls like rain, and the blood falls like rain, and the blood falls like rain. Blood falls like rain. Okay, this is called Wrestling for My Life. This has never made it out live, much like one of the other tracks today. So this, I don't know if this is the closest thing we'll get. It's more of an audience that is intent on listening to what I'm talking about. I think, unless I rock it up with my band, the Road Dogs, at some point and see what happens to it. So this is called Wrestling for My Life, and for those that are into songwriting, I love professional wrestling, and it's one of my muses, and there's a lot of references to professional wrestling in here, particularly the 90s, and because of the 90s there's some references to other pop culture things that were happening in the 90s, so you might, if you really listen, you'll get what I'm talking about. So this is called Wrestling for My Life, because I just... This was to prove biggest dreams can still come true. I had nothing but you that hold my hand. I had something to say, oh, but never mind. Here I go again, wrestling for my life. You ran on the rage's edge, wrestling for my life. Behind the mask, living a charade. Lay back on the battleground, I walk alone into Judgment Day. Against the odds, at the end of the night, here I go again, wrestling for my life. Here I go again, wrestling for my life. Here I go again, wrestling for my life. Living on the razor's edge, wrestling for my life. This was to prove biggest dreams can still come true. I had nothing to say, oh, but never mind. It got cut off right in its prime. Here I go again, wrestling for my life. Living on the razor's edge, wrestling for my life. Well, here I go again, wrestling for my life. Living on the razor's edge, wrestling for my life. Wrestling for my life, wrestling for my life. Okay, this is a little song called Love in the Light of Day. This is one I really believe in. Sometimes you play to audiences in loud bars, and they're not going to get your most heartfelt stuff sometimes, and they can leave you a bit like, oh, well, what's the point? But, you know, environments are environments, and like, see, I wouldn't listen to dance music in the privacy of my own home while having a cup of coffee. It's not who I am. But I'm a DJ and I play some dance music, and boy, do I get into it when I'm playing. So this is the opposite effect. This is one I really believe in, and I think will bring some people some joy and maybe some healing. And it got lost for me for a moment, and I nearly let it go. This is called Love in the Light of Day. Find me on the wings of an angel. Take me where my eyes have never seen. Show me all the wonders of this world. Love me like no one's ever loved before. Save me from the horrors of this world. Shelter me from the plagues unseen. Break me, oh shake me when I need it. Carry me like you've always done. I never thought I could love this way. Not one that'd see the light of day. I never thought I could love this way. Love in the light of day. Fly me on the wings of an angel. Take me where my eyes have never seen. Show me all the wonders of this world. Love me like we never loved before. Never thought I'd be loved this way. Not one that could see the light of day. Oh, I never thought I could love this way. Love in the light of day. I never thought I could love this way. Not one that could see the light of day. I never thought I could love this way. Oh, love in the light of day. Love in the light of day. Love in the light of day. Hi, so this is Moving On. Yes, I've played this live a little bit. But it's one of my favourites at the moment, and every time it progresses a little bit, I like it more. So this was a songwriting exercise I gave to a bunch of my songwriting students. And I hadn't done this type of exercise for a really long time, so I was like, I like to keep up with my students and make sure my skills are finely tuned. Because there was a long time I was wasn't writing, I was in a writer's block, basically. I was trying, but I wasn't happy with anything I was doing. But my students were writing great stuff and I was imparting stuff, and I wrote some good songs with them, but as a songwriter myself, the independent songwriter that I was, seemed to have died a small death for a long period there while I became a businessman, running the music school and entertainment side of the company, events and things. But my students dragged me back, basically, and more so now. Like there's a couple of them who know me really well. I challenge them all the time, and that's my job. And then every now and then they're like, "Oh, I wrote the song, and this was the method I used." So the methods are challenges, and they threw them back at me, and that's really cool. So this one's called "Moving On," and it was to write about the mundane, like the day-to-day casual conversation type thing. And just recently I played this live opening for a great blues artist called Dr. Blue, and my bandmate from the Road Dogs, Colin Fraser, joined me on stage playing harmonica. So I'm dying to get him in the studio to record it as a Road Dogs song. So expect a lot more Road Dogs stuff in the next few while. I've got lots of songs and they're inspired, I'm inspired. It's a good time, good time. This is weird sitting down, by the way. I never perform sitting down in any form, so this is lockdown for you. Everything's a little bit different. This is called "Moving On," and I've never played it on harmonica yet, so one day you'll hear the recording with Colin playing it, and you'll see why I'm second guessing myself. He's amazing. Shout out to Cole. Cool. Nice to see you. It's been a long time since you looked at me that way. How have you been since the last time I saw you? In awkward silence. Let's not mention unanswered phone call and radio silence. You want to pick up where we left off, burn the ships, but I don't see us moving on. I look down nervously, will it be like this the next time we meet? Will we mention elephant in the room? Hope it fits. I want to pick up where we left off.